Elizabeth, I'm sure to go into details, like a 20-minute video, but Elizabeth is a pretty interesting character in Ultimax, in Persona 4, the fighting game in general, because like the Velvet Room attendants are always like the hardest bosses, and then like in the game, well, they'll go into detail about Elizabeth. Also, low-key, the timing on this is pretty good, because Persona Remake came out this year. I think when I was doing all the Persona stuff, it was like before, I didn't know, by the way, that like they were gonna do a remake for Ultimax. I just kind of like love vanilla, so I was like, I want to make videos about it. Play is so good. I'm not saying it's not good, but in the end, it's Persona 3, so I can wait. I'm not in a rush. If it was Persona 6, I would have played that shit like a long time ago, but it's Persona 3, so you know, I can wait. I'm not in a super big rush to play Persona 3 again.
This announced a fighting game spin-off of Persona, where you can play as the high school students that you play as in the JRPG. Things got even more interesting when they later announced that Elizabeth, the most ridiculous boss in Persona's history, would be among the roster of playable characters.
So, actually, after this, there's something else I gotta talk about that's not a video, but there's two, in console, you just get them, but in arcade, there's two secret characters. They came out pretty quick. It's Shadow Labrys and Elizabeth. So when they announced, the first big announcement about this game was that there's gonna be P3 characters, because people are like, who the fuck are you gonna add in a Persona 4 fighting game?
High school students. This is a roster composed of high school students.
And adults. There's a lot of adults in this game. Relax, bro.
Plus a few quirky adults.
Adult Mitsuru, so there you go. Plus a few quirky adults. Adult Mitsuru is so bad. That's the power of me. Like anytime someone's like Mitsuru's my waifu, I just show them fucking results. I just show them results. I was like, who has more results on me than me, bro, on his characters?
A boss character is also the very thing that makes them weaker than the rest of the cast, and Elizabeth is one of those rare examples. It's been widely regarded as low tier, which is kind of funny, but also kind of baffling, because ArcSys did not hesitate to stock her up with a bunch of mechanics that only a boss could have. Invigorate. This is a passive skill referenced from the original JRPG that constantly fills up Elizabeth's meter gauge, and it's always active.
So we're starting like this. So they're starting with the Ultimax version, which is fine. I don't know. I think it's better to talk about vanilla, you know? Because honestly, I personally think they made Elizabeth bad on purpose as a meme. Frankly, I think they were just trying to make her like the meme character and stuff, because she does a bunch of funny shit. Like she can win in a bunch of funny ways. All the stuff they gave her in Ultimax kind of like contributes to that, where in vanilla, just kind of the way she's made and the way the system is the like, she has a bunch of other flaws, but like the system also is very mean to her in vanilla compared to Ultimax.
Elizabeth has the second highest number of Persona cards, a resource that is basically your Persona's life gauge. As you play, your opponent can hit your Persona to destroy one Persona card, and if you lose all of your cards, you can't burst and you can't use any normals, specials, or supers that involve your Persona until all your cards have regenerated again. The only character with more Persona cards than Elizabeth
is my wife, and if you want to deny that, again, just check the results, bro. I made this character. I made this character. I take credit for Margaret.
But this video is not about Margaret, because Margaret is not boss vibes.
She's Omega boss vibes. What do you mean, bro? I thought you're on Mitsuru. All the empresses are mine. That's what I'm saying.
Most characters can only inflict one or two specific status ailments.
True.
But Elizabeth can inflict almost every single one.
True.
She can even inflict negative penalty. It is a death sentence, but it's only ever going to trigger if you spend too much time running away. The game will even warn you first, but if you ignore that warning and keep running, then you'll afflict yourself with negative penalty.
That's frustrating.
Me?
Yes, so there's a little bit more about negative penalty. Sometimes it kind of varies based on the game, but the main thing is that different characters have different values for getting negative penalty in ArcSys games. So usually fast characters actually get negative penalty kind of quick, unless you're like active. So the Yosuke was doing stuff, and then some. I want to say in like Persona BlazBlue was about scrolling the screen, I think, and then Guilty Gear is different. This is always a thing I forget, because it's not like super important on the characters I'm playing. But I'm pretty sure in old BlazBlue and also Persona, it's like when you scroll the screen away, that's what causes it. But there's some like extra stuff with negative. The easy way to explain it is if you run away too much, then you get it, but there's like more to it than that.
With her super move called Mind Charge, Elizabeth can sacrifice health to forcibly enter Awakening. Awakening grants a 40% defense buff, increases your maximum meter gauge from 100 to 150, immediately gives you an extra 50 meter to use anyway, and gives everyone access to super moves that are only available when in Awakening. Elizabeth is the only character that can enter this state whenever she wants. And even crazier, the properties of all of her special moves change drastically when she's in Awakening.
Oh, they missed something secret about. It's not secret. They just it's worth saying. The other thing that's kind of good is that they treat it like a DP. It's not obviously not a reversal, but you can gain all the life back too. So if she does it from full HP and she gains all the life back, she has like it because you get a defense buff in Awakening. So like it takes a long time to kill her. It's kind of an important point actually.
There is one final showcase of her boss status that I haven't mentioned yet. It's more subtle, but it's my absolute favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna take a guess. Is that when you beat her, she's not like knocked out. When you beat her, she does the Slayer. She's like she does this. Both her and Margaret do that. Both her and Margaret do that like shit.
For her moveset, Elizabeth takes the rest of the cast's super moves and turns them into her own special moves.
Oh, okay, I was off. True.
Okay, I guess that doesn't sound super subtle, but
It's
it
kind
can
of
be
subtle. I mean, I didn't think of it. I mained this game. I didn't think of that shit. So.
surprisingly easy to miss. Yu Nawakami's super move is a beam of lightning called Zeodyne, and Elizabeth has a special move that is a beam of lightning called Marzeodyne.
Yeah, stronger.
There's a connection there, but you could also pass this off as a coincidence, right?
Nah, it's not a coincidence. Our Atlas actually had a lot of hands in this game, so I don't think it's a coincidence.
Elizabeth also borrows some super moves from Naruto. In the original JRPG, Naruto specializes in light and dark spells, which are instant kills. This carries over to the fighting game, except
She doesn't like
instead of
it
these spells
like
being
that.
RNG with a 50% chance of killing, Hamaon and Mudun are guaranteed instant kills as long as Naruto has used other moves to reduce the opponent's death counter.
This character, this move is it's not a video about Naruto, so they're not gonna go into it. This move is one of those like what the fuck moves of like I remember Cross made a video called like the most overcomplicated character mechanic ever. It's about Junpei's baseball stack. I don't even know what the fuck you call it. But Haiki, Hamaon, and Mudon have like a lot of shit. It's a lot more than like. It's a lot more than insta-kill, surprisingly. Yeah, this is actually one of those moves where you're like, dude, like they just packed all their shit into this one move. So, long story short, they are mentioning it, but there's a skull counter here, right? So when this goes to 0, and you can't make it go to 0 in a combo, you have to like reset them first and then make it go to 0. Then this turns red, and then you can be instant killed. The supers can hit though, before you activate instant kill. They do no damage, but it's usually like scaling stuff that you do with them. I don't know about the current version actually, but in previous versions they had combos where they would do it on purpose. Even though it doesn't do any damage, to do like scaling stuff in the combo.
From 13 down to 0. Elizabeth has Hamaon and Mamadune, which look similar, but she doesn't do any of that death count stuff. Her versions are always guaranteed to kill, but instead of activating instantly, they instead have about 12 seconds of startup.
Not gonna lie, I did not even know she had these moves, and I mained this game. Saying I mained this game is an understatement. Like I was an Omega Sweat in this game. I did not know she had this move. And this is vanilla. This is vanilla, which is like my favorite fighting game.
In the very final balance patch of Persona 4 Arena, Hamaon activates instantly, but only kills if the timer is under 10 seconds.
I did not know she had this move.
You won't see it often, but it can be pretty absurd when you do. Okay, wow.
Oh, so he comboed it into itself?
That's a shit mechanic.
You comboed into itself is kind of woke. Okay,
still
I'll
has
be
a
real.
lot of-
Comboing into itself is kind of woke. Ghastly Well is not instant kill. I thought it's just like Omega damage.
What's wrong with Elizabeth? Immediately, you'll recognize that she has pretty low health. The average amount of health is 9,500, but Elizabeth has 8,500, which is the second lowest amount in the game.
Who's lower than Liz? Shadow Labyrinth? Maybe?
In fighting games, having lower health is the most common way of trying to balance a strong character.
Yes.
You can decide whether that's a classic balance
It's not
tool or
Yukiko.
an archaic one, but history
Yukiko might be like 9k?
has more than a few examples of it not being enough to keep a character in line.
Yes, sir.
It didn't stop Akuma, it didn't stop Vermilion Archear,
That's a... This dude read my script? Nah.
it didn't stop Dark Phoenix,
I didn't talk
and
about
it
Phoenix,
certainly
though.
didn't stop Shadow Labyrinth, a character with even less health than Elizabeth, but way higher placings on any tier list. So it can't just be the health. What else does Elizabeth struggle with? Not dancing, I'll say that. This is
Bad
completely
bitch.
unrelated.
That's a bad bitch right there. Streets love Elizabeth. I was actually sad she's bad in both because I like this character. But then they added Margaret. Margaret is sick. So it's
I
fine.
just thought this was my only opportunity to say that she is an amazing dancer. Continuing on,
This version of the song is good, by the way.
movement-wise, she's pretty slow,
slow.
so that could create problems for her. She's got a beam, and having Yukiko's I Win Neutral Awakening Super as a free special move on demand should be enough to offset Elizabeth's poor mobility, right? Well, let's look at Miragi Dine a bit more.
The Awakening version of it is really annoying. It's really... Is it Burn It Down? Kinda. When she... I'm gonna let him cook with the explanation, but basically, all her special moves get upgraded. So I kind of want to see how he does it. And to be honest, since my knowledge of this character is counterplay, you know, I fucking didn't know she had fucking Hama on and Budo on, bro. I literally didn't know until this video that she had those fucking moves. And I mained this game for like years. I played this game for years. I did not know that shit. Basically, we'll see if they get here. But if I had to summarize her main problem, is that she encourages you to hurt yourself to get the better version of moves. That's one of her biggest problems. Because all the normal versions of the moves have like big flaws if you don't use them well or if they don't have setup. When she's an Awakening, they're all amazing and they have way less flaws, but you have to do all that damage to yourself with Mind Charge, which also costs meter. So you have to get the meter first and then do it so that you can power up. Also, a lot of her shit is interactable. Like, her being slow is not actually a problem, but her normals are kind of slow too, so she can't whiff very easily. And this game, you know, this game kind of has a old school, you know, like that, like you can jump really high, like super jumps really high, dash momentum's really high, and a lot of the standard characters kind of like zoom around the screen, so you can't whiff normals very easily. And then on top of that, her air versus air is not super good as well. So it's kind of hard to like get the resource you need to do the thing that you want to do, and the thing that you want to do to yourself is put yourself at 30% HP. So let's see what they go with it.
For balancing reasons, Elizabeth's Miragi Dine had to be weaker than Yukiko's, and now it's basically been nerfed into a combo tool.
You can use it for Oki, come on.
And that
Come on.
would be fine, except isn't that the same motif behind almost all of Elizabeth's specials and supers? She has a poor version of Magari Dine. It's a combo tool. She has a poor version of Miragi Dine. It's a combo tool. She has a poor version of Mabufu Dine. It's a combo tool. She has a poor version of Mazio Dine. This is actually really nice to have in neutral. It's also a combo tool though.
Yes, you can set it. You can set it. It's not a combo tool. This is troll. You can set it and have it off screen. The thing is, since I never actually played Elizabeth, I don't know how some of her persona displacement works on some of the shit. That's the secret mechanic where you can like maneuver your persona doing different stuff, and she's good at it. I just don't know how she uses Mazio Dine for that.
So wait, how many of her special moves are actually special? You know, some Liz players will figure out alternative ways to use these special moves. Magari Dine can be a nice air stall, and if Elizabeth is an Awakening, Mabufu Dine is a stupidly broken anti-air from full screen. These are cool and useful ideas, but they are far from the primary usage of these special moves.
And again, this circles back to what I said. Like her main problem is that she encourages you to do damage to yourself to get access to the good shit. The really, really good shit that she wants to do.
Where are the special moves that are uniquely designed for her, catered to her game plan?
Mind Charge, bro.
Her older sister, Margaret, is supposed to be another boss type of character, but instead of turning everyone else's supers into special moves, she has a unique set of special moves that cater to her needs.
This is I'll go no. I actually will just go no. I think it's just about she's like the goat of persona displacement. She's just like this funky persona displacement character. Again, this is the mechanic of you could put your persona in different spots. Like you do persona moves, and then some persona moves have a property where if the persona is somewhere else on screen, they come right back to you. Other persona moves have properties of like when you do them, the persona, even though the persona disappears and can't be hit, the persona slowly comes back to you invisible. And if you do another persona move, they'll appear there. Elizabeth has this too, but it's not her focus. Where that's kind of like, in my opinion, that's Margaret's focus. Margaret does that while being very fast and slippery in neutral, because Margaret's way faster than Liz. And the way they balance Margaret is like she can't jump cancel anything. Basically like, and I think they nerfed her ground Gatlings again, because in the version I played her ground Gatling, she just like has the goat Gatlings, even though she can't jump cancel anything. But then they nerfed her Gatlings, but I don't know what they nerfed. I just heard that they nerfed it.
Even her supers are far more useful. Power Slash is a great reversal. Tornado, Pantaray if you're a Persona stan, is a great pressure tool.
Combo tool. Combo tool.
And combo
There it is.
tool. And reversal for some
Reversal Loki trolling.
reason. And Hassel Toby is an amazing super for tacking on damage at the end of a combo, as long as that combo ends on a multiple of 8.
Random persona thing. Definitely not needed for this video. If your combo scaling is also a multiple of 8, I don't know if they took this out. They might have took it out at 2.0. But if your combo scaling is also a multiple of 8, it does even more damage. Sick character. I love Margaret.
Genuinely, Margaret cashes in on a significant damage bonus if she makes sure that Hasotobi combos end on a multiple of 8.
Yes.
Persona was so cool.
It is very cool. Do you guys want to see a cool combo? I am not a combo monster, but I made a TOD of Margaret. This is the best combo I've ever made in Persona. Basically, I think this was for a contest or something. Maybe I don't know. More bros. Back dash. That's array. Back dash. $10K. The 10K challenge. 10K with Margaret. In order to get to 10K, I had to have the scaling. I had to do it like this. So it's not just the combo counter is 64, but also the combo scaling right now is also a multiple of 8. Yeah.
Mind Charge is one of her 2 completely unique supers that are specifically designed for her. And Mind Charge is actually good.
It's very good.
Great, even.
Yeah.
Elizabeth can use it to enter Awakening and receive Awakening buffs on her own terms.
Yes, and the other thing too, remember, is that it's Awakening. So because you're using Mind Charge basically costs 0. Basically, that's one of the other really good things about it.
It's mostly used when Liz's health is already kind of low anyway, or when Liz is guaranteed to win the round from the following combo.
Yeah, I wonder actually if they, because I remember theory crafting, I was like, what if you played Liz in a way where your goal was just to Mind Charge ASAP? Because all her shit is better. Like, she is actually significant. You can probably call her like a mid-tier with Mind Charge, right? I don't know if someone tried to optimize around that, because also she has Invigorate, so that's another way that they like buffed her. I mean, I'm doing this, but it's a legitimate buff of like she just gets meter for free. That's like one of her things.
The motif behind her specials and supers is supposed to be one of the many showcases of her overwhelming power, and in this endeavor, I do think that they succeeded. I got the message. I can see that she's a greater power amongst this regular cast. But simultaneously, once it's time to play and actually go and get that win, that motif, I think, is one of the biggest reasons that Elizabeth is ultimately weak.
Ah, okay. Interesting. They went that way. Yeah. Basically, as a review, I think the main reason why she struggles in Ultimate, because why does she struggle in Vanilla? Because in Vanilla she's considered the worst character. The system does not favor Elizabeth very much in Vanilla. So you see here that she has 6 Persona cards and Chie has 3. So this was a big balance change of like characters that are kind of like physical in nature, like Akihiko and Chie. They have less Persona cards. And then characters that are more technical or use their persona more, they have more persona cards. So characters like Naoto, Yukiko, Elizabeth, Margaret, Shadow Labrys, they all have more than 4. And then like Mitsuru and Narukami are kind of like the middle. Like they have 4. And characters like Chie and Akihiko, they have less. The Akihiko has the least, I believe. He has 2. And this really matters because one big thing about Persona 4 vanilla balance is that their character, like Mitsuru is the best character. Mitsuru is the best character. Okay, so Mitsuru is the best character, but she's the best character because her sword is amazing. So she doesn't really care that much. Like she needs her persona to do combos. The persona cards, like when you don't have them, you can't use your C and D button for anything. So that means no special moves, no supers. If your DP uses your persona, you can't DP, you can't burst. So the thing is, a character like Mitsuru, who's a physical character, or a character like Chie, who's a physical character, they don't care when their persona gets hit that much. Where when Elizabeth or Yukiko loses their persona, they don't function. You know what I mean? They don't work. The characters don't work without their persona. A great way of fixing that is that the characters that rely more on their persona get to use it more. The characters who rely less on the persona, the punishment then is that like, okay, they get the persona back quickly, but also they could be broken easier. So Elizabeth can't function with her C and D button. Her defense is also trash. I believe her fastest button is 7, like Margaret. I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. You know, it's not my main game right now. And then there's different types of DPs. And Margaret and Elizabeth have the worst type of DP, but they have a grab DP. So everyone has a DP. Retweet this to scare a boomer. Everyone has a DP. It's not a motion input. It's 2 buttons. That was like one of the #1 things people slammed this game for, was having scrubby reversals. Margaret and Elizabeth's DP are fucking grabs that are techable, and you can shimmy their DPs. And then, because their buttons are slower than everyone else's, they're essentially minus when their DP gets teched. It's a huge problem with this character, considering she has the lowest HP, basically. Besides, sorry, Shadow Lapis is lower HP, but she has low HP. It's a huge problem that her defense is not good. In vanilla, the system mechanics just don't benefit her in any way. So not only does she have these weaknesses he's talking about, but like just the system just screws her over. And like there's a lot of times where like, especially if you play a top tier that's good against the character, it's you just break her persona for free without committing, because like Narukami, you just cut it with your sword, or like Mitsuru, you just stab it, right? And then you just stab the persona all the time, and then now she doesn't have a persona, and now you just can't move, you can't use 2 of your buttons, her run is slow, like what the fuck do you do? In Ultimax, I think they did like she's designed in an interesting way, but I think she just really encourages people to basically kill themselves. In-game, smile, in-game, by doing Mind Charge to forcibly put yourself in Awakening so you get the better versions of the moves. Again, I don't actually know if anyone started to be like, what if our strategy was just force Mind Charge ASAP? I don't know if anyone actually did that. Because that's like the one saving grace I could see. I thought I could see in the character, but I don't know if anyone decided to do it or not.
I've been with Persona 4 Arena since the start, and I've been a Liz main since day 1.
Wow, I'm really surprised you didn't talk about the Mind Charge thing. That's always what I thought her problem was that like they basically made her shit on purpose because they thought Mind Charge was too good and Awakening was too good. So they want you to get the 50 to burn the 50 because it costs nothing to get Mind Charge ASAP, which means you have to do damage to yourself to be an okay character. That's always what I thought. I'm surprised. And he played Elizabeth the whole time.
I know from experience that people have been unable to pinpoint or agree on what Elizabeth is supposed to be.
Oh.
What is her archetype? What is her game plan?
That was her in vanilla though. I was like, yeah, what does she actually do? You just kind of put your persona out there, and then I got to the point where I was like, she's a grappler. I thought she was a grappler basically in vanilla. And then in Ultimax, it's what I said about Mind Charge. It's like, oh, you're just trying to upgrade ASAP. Good video, honestly. Good video. I thought they meandered a bit on the fucking special move point. So basically, when I saw this title, I thought they were going to talk about Vanilla, because Vanilla has a bunch of problems. Vanilla Elizabeth. So pretty much, I thought they were going to be talking about this because she is quite flawed in Vanilla. In Ultimax, I think her design is more focused in comparison. So pretty much, the big problem is that you can't do anything. And you have no HP, so she can't fight this move at all. Remember, this is before they added chest property, So like Mitsuru just has a bunch of moves people can't fuck with, and like Elizabeth is the extreme. And not only is Elizabeth slower than other characters, but her dash jump doesn't go as far. It's like Aba kinda. Like her dash jump doesn't go as far, her air dash doesn't go as far. She's good at stalling, but you'll see that there's a lot of counterplay for her stalling. So here she does it. I kind of wait to see how they set it up. It doesn't really do anything. You just super jump over. I am in fear though, so if I got hit, I was gonna explode. And this is problem number 1. So she has this is jump B. This jump B is like the ultimate scrub killer. If you don't know what to do about this is like the most obnoxious move. This move goes like out, right? It goes bloop. But all this is vulnerable and she stalls. This move is like all disjoint and it hits above. I wonder who's going to win. Of course me, yes. And it's a hard knockdown, so I get to pull up all the way. And again, you can't backdash on wake up in this game. Nor can you throw on wake up. So now I'm in their face. Okay. In their face. I try to combo, I get the combo. 1, 2, and they're dead. Because they have no HP, so they don't even get a chance to... They basically have to burst right away to get Awakening. You two touch this character decently often. This is the other counterplay to this move. So this is another... The hitbox for this move is up here, right? So you're trying to hit this, and this is a fatal counter. So if you hit her out of this, she fucking explodes. So I back off. I'm controlling space. Okay, they got out. I use sweep anti-air again. I just escape. I'm trying to hold corner. Got a whiff. This button is a really good anti-air. It's actually one of her good things. This move is a really good anti-air. It's also, I believe in this version, it's literally her fastest button to mash, so they mash it a lot. And they got smoked for it. This is a bombo. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oki. Into 50-50. Delay overhead blocked. I just keep going. I wait for the burst. Very rare. Now they're gonna die. Because her super combos into super. Her super combos into super. Oh, she had Invigorate in this game too. I didn't know. I never paid attention. Auto combo. I don't spend. This is their one chance. Knockdown is a tornado, but they fucked up. Maybe. I actually don't remember for this version. Coudoir gets me. Super jump. Break the persona. This is absolute pain. Right now, this character literally doesn't work. Right now. And I'm fucking Mitsuru. Oh, they use Mind Charge. Oh, shit, that was clutch. I burst immediately because I want the advantage. GG. The persona. Oh, fuck. I tried to do super for sure. F5C. Wait. Okay. Right, so Mitsuru is exceptionally good at hitting persona. You do way too much damage. You have good hitbox interactions. Elizabeth's reversal sucks. Elizabeth's not fast. Elizabeth is not good at stalling in the air. Elizabeth's best match option is not good against Mitsuru. It's just like everything is just like it's pain. This match is pain.